Hello my people and welcome back. So guys, after the news broke out that terrorists went to a secondary school and adopted some schoolgirls, guess what? Shettima, as in the vice president of Nigeria, was spotted in Kogi State. What was he doing? Receiving defectors into APC. Guys, that is to tell you, say, Tinubu government, APC government, they not care wetin dey happen. All they just bother, all they just want is more people, more defectors into APC. Just imagine, guys, in the midst of Nigerian mourning, a brigadier general was captured and executed. A lot of military men are busy losing their life almost on a daily basis. School children adopted and their way is still unknown to Nigerians. Yet, we have our vice president, Shettima, was busy receiving defectors. Hey guys, I'm going to allow you to take a look at this short clip. Also, the governor of the state has come out to speak, and from his talk, obviously, we know that the man does not have any clue of what happened next. Guys, this is what we expect when we elect analog leaders. Leaders that don't know that with the current technology we have in the world, such as AI, you can easily find where those girls are right now. But guess what? They don't have any idea of what to do, or rather, should I say that they don't want to, because the body language of Nigerian government and what we are seeing so far that is happening in this country is showing that these leaders, these politicians, they don't want to really tackle insecurity. If you can remember vividly, the governor of Zamfara State once said that we know where these people are, that they know where these people are. All they just needed was just authority from the federal government. But the federal government refused to grant that authority. So that is to say, they know what to do, but they just don't want to do it. Don't forget that a brigadier general was executed. The news broke out yesterday that a brigadier general, a commander, was executed. He was adopted by ISWAP. At the end of the day, the guy is no more. He don't die, he don't go. Yet, our vice president is busy dancing, receiving defectors. Guys, a whole lot is really happening in Nigeria right now. And Nigerians don't have anybody to talk to. They don't have anybody to run to. Okay, now Rufai tweeted and said, "Find KB girls, President Tinubu." He also attached the tweet that Tinubu tweeted when Jonathan was in power. And he said, "Finding the adopted Chibok girls must engage all of our energies and resources. The tears of our parents must stop. The bleeding must end." This tweet was made by Tinubu during Jonathan's time. Now, in his own time, girls have been adopted also. The vice president is silent. The president is silent. Even the military, as we speak, they are not even giving any update at all. It's just only the police that tweeted yesterday saying that they've sent some possible police officers and the search is still ongoing to find the girls. So guys, a whole lot is happening in this country or more. And I'm just going to allow you to take a look at some of the clip I have for you guys. Take your time to watch this video just to know, guys, we are in total mess in this country. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Thank you very much.
APC. 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 Tinubu. 4+4. Oh, no, 4+4. Tinubu. 4+4. Oh, no, 4+4. Tinubu. 4+4. Oh, no, 4+4. Tinubu. BGYV.
The unfortunate thing has already happened. They have abducted our children. We have come, we have seen things by ourselves. And we see the parent that their children were being abducted. And we give them confidence, we give them our words that we'll do everything possible to ensure that their children are being rescued. And we also assure them that let them have confidence in us. And we'll make sure that the security agencies will do everything possible to do the needful. That is the essence of our coming to Maga, to see our people, and also to give them confidence and to give them words of encouragement.
What happened is that we were asleep around 3:30 a.m. when I heard movements behind our window. So I tried to wake my husband up to tell him that the animals are destroying our things outside. Before I knew it, there was a bang on our door and it was forcefully opened. So I tapped my husband to tell him that the animals have gotten into the house and they are really destroying our things. As soon as he got up, we realized they were not animals but robbers armed with guns. We started struggling with them. Then one of them pulled out his gun and shot my husband. And they dragged me by my hand outside the house. So I told them to leave me alone, that I will not go with them since they have killed the father of my children and they are asking the children to go in and sleep. I was still arguing with them when my daughter came out. Then they left me and went to her and took her with them, leading them to the hostel. Then they told her to lay down so they can shoot her too. So she told them, I should lie down so that you can shoot me. They said yes. So she asked that they allow her go and ease herself. But then they opened the door and saw other girls and their attention was shifted from my girl. That was how she was able to escape into the bush. By the time she came back, it was already morning.
Question, the point I want to make is the president needs the courage. You need to exert that courage, that he is the supreme commander. He's the commander-in-chief of the Nigeria Armed Forces. They are called armed forces not because they are negotiators.
Exactly.
Because if we want negotiators, then let's scrap the army and set up a negotiation
and
team.
we are spending every day. Over 12% of the current budget is for the security.
The military, Nigerian military, I know, are ready to do their job. But then there's the political component that have all other considerations. Ethnic, politics, and all sorts. They are bringing that on the table. And so the soldiers know what to do, but they are told not to move.
What you want to do.
So going back to the question you asked, globally, when you have a national crisis like this, you have the military in the front. And that's what Trump is saying. Either you use your own military. Trump is not saying they are going to come and negotiate. They say they are going to come and use the American strong arm. So you better use it. Yes. So for me, I think that we should support the president across party line. Whether you are APC, PDP, or whatever, we must support this president. Whether we are Christian, Muslim, or whatever, we must support this president to instruct his military to ensure that they take that step we need to deliver this country. Do you know why you are talking about negotiation or not? This insecurity thing is spreading. The last time we are aware of activities of terrorists, they've taken over most of Kwara State. They are in Ondo and Osun State. Edo North, Kogi State. We're in trouble. So we're not even talking about Zamfara now. We're not talking of Northwest or Northeast. We are talking about this thing creeping into the other part of the country. Lagos is not far away, or your state is not far away. And we are talking of negotiation. And what negotiation does is that instead of ensuring that you disrupt the operations of these criminals, you fertilize them. You give them enough room to recruit, to acquire more equipment and weapons, and spread to other parts of the country. Whereas you are supposed to take every step to disrupt the activities and degrade them. In a situation where some group of people not only kill people, they have shot down at least 2 military aircrafts. In Zamfara State, some years back, I can't put my finger on the actual year, they shot down these same people you call bandits. They shot down a fighter jet, a military fighter jet during the government of Buhari. Under this government, in 2023, August, some bandits in the Kotagora area, that area in Niger State, yes, they ambushed specially trained. You know, there are some group of in the military that are special forces, right? They are specialty. Just you talk about Navy SEALs. Right. Nigeria had people that were trained as rangers. They were ambushed and killed. About 22 of them or so. Wow. And when an aircraft was sent to go and evacuate their bodies, that aircraft was also shot down by bandits, and the bandits went straight to the aircraft and killed those who were surviving there. Right. And when that happened, the Niger State governor was levied with rage. He came to Abuja to ask for the military support to crush those forces. Thereafter, he went to the villa, and he came out of the villa and granted a press statement in which he was saying that we will not use force, we will negotiate. And 3 days after that, the vice president also came out and said, this kind of activities is not going to be done by kinetic, we'll use non-kinetic means. And by the way, what do you mean by non-kinetic means? Non-kinetic...
After they shamed...
After they killed...
They shamed the entire nation.
The entire nation, they killed your military forces, they desecrated them, and you are talking of negotiation.
And they made a show of it.
They made a show of it. So when you are saying to me whether Nigeria should use force or non-kinetic, non-kinetic actually means agriculture, employment generally. The government provides social services. The government provides infrastructure. The government provides employment. Those are non-kinetic. Non-kinetic does not mean negotiation. And in the situation where you have a country where there are military, you have bandits coming for meetings. And in those meetings, there are soldiers, there are police and all that. And bandits come with very sophisticated military equipment to come and negotiate. It's like rubbing it on your face that your country is gone.
Is there also maybe a shared genocide going on? Because, mind you, these terrorists are mostly Sunni Muslims. That is the reality, which nobody's eating at. And they're always killing the Shias.
Okay.
That is one aspect of it. Another aspect of the killings also is that you also have extremist extremist Fulani jihadists killing indigenous Hausa settlers or Hausa indigents. So these things are several things are going on. Now, if somebody decides to say, okay, I am more concerned about the Christian genocide, what is wrong with that? If perhaps the Iranians were concerned about the Shia genocide, let them raise it up. But the question is there a Christian genocide going on? And there is no debate on that.
So now,
in fact, just yesterday, I saw I will not use harsh words on him, but he deserves the harshest words. The African Union chairperson, Yusuf, he went all the way to the United Nations and was talking nonsense about the Christian genocide going on in Nigeria, that there was no genocide. This is a character who, as chair of the AU, has not bothered to comment on the Darfur genocide, which has been on for more than 20 years. Has not bothered to talk about the issues going on in DRC Congo or in Tanzania, where a woman has just destroyed the opposition and named herself the president. He only talks when he feels his religion is at stake. So that is the kind of debate we're having. But as a reality, there is no debate. There is a Christian genocide going on. If over 50,000 Christians have been killed, and these are documented, it's not hearsay. When you hear 19,000 churches, they are known. The locations are known. It is preposterous when you have people like Adeboye of the RCCG suddenly saying he cannot make comments, when even his own church has suffered it. But he was able to make comments when Jonathan was in office and talk about a slight increase in fuel price, or when you hear the idiocy in Defectors' comments, when it says it's only a few people have been killed. Look, we have to call a spade, because we are free here because your family has not been killed or mine has not been killed. But if they were killed, you wouldn't be here debating genocide or no genocide.
Just learning, with officials of Kebbi State government confirming a terrorist attack on Maga Comprehensive Girls Secondary School, where an unspecified number of female students have been abducted. So the chief press secretary to Kebbi State Governor Ahmed Idris confirmed the attack, while also saying that the details are still somewhat ambiguous as of now. But here's what we know. The state deputy governor, Umar Tafida, has led a team of government officials to the scene of the crime, while sources report that a staff of the school was killed and some even sustained different injuries as the terrorists got into the school and shot sporadically. So we'll definitely follow that story, as we progress throughout the day. But as we talk about insecurity, we start what's trending today with the head of the Catholic Church and sovereign of the Vatican, Pope Leo XIV, publicly naming Nigeria as a country where Christians face frequent attacks. The Pope made these comments on his X profile, but he also addressed a crowd after the Angelus prayer yesterday overlooking St. Peter's Square. And that's where the Pope used his platform to voice his concern with Nigeria. So these comments come amid what's really become international scrutiny of Nigeria after US President Donald Trump designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern over an alleged Christian genocide. He also threatened military intervention, as we know, but let's see what the Pope had to say.
Anche oggi in diverse parti del mondo i cristiani subiscono discriminazioni e persecuzioni. Penso in particolare a Bangladesh, Nigeria, Mozambico, Sudan e altri paesi, dai quali giungono spesso notizie di attacchi a comunità e luoghi di culto.
So those comments from the Pope came as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu this weekend sent a peace emissary, Dr. Abdûçtiøns, to Plateau State to, in the administration's words, bring a sense of calm and push for intercommunal harmony. The announcement came on a post on X from the Special Advisor to the President on Information, Bayo Onanuga, on Sunday, where he stated in part that Esiet met with Christian clerics and Fulani Miyetti Allah community leaders. Delegates, traditional rulers, and more, all of them gathered to discuss ways to strengthen peace and promote the coexistence of diverse communities. She also paid a curtsy visit to Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo. This is someone who's been really outspoken about the killings in Plateau and other parts of the North Central. The pastor has repeatedly said that Christians are being terrorized and persecuted in northern Nigeria. And videos of Dachomo, like this latest one that you're seeing on your screens, or at burial sites of mass graves, have all gone viral on social media. So all of this is happening as different members of the Nigerian government, to this day, they're still repeatedly denying these U.S. allegations of a Christian genocide. But the U.S. House of Representatives is getting ready to hold open public hearings on President Trump's designation of Nigeria as a particular concern starting this Thursday. So, this story has somewhat taken on a new layer given the fact that we're hearing from the Pope on this as well. And Rufai, since you're sitting next to me, I'll start with you. If we take all of these stories along with that breaking news of, these female students getting kidnapped, how should we be thinking about the Pope and just insecurity in Nigeria overall?
I just pray we're able to get the girls back. But it reminds me of Chibok. It reminds me of Dapchi. God knows where Leah Sharibu is. But you see, the painful thing is that those that advocated for Leah Sharibu are the ones with the talking points today against Christian genocide. You can see how people become hypocritical and they use the plight of people for their own political benefits in this country. And may God visit them. May God visit their conscience and ask them questions. I think this move by the federal government is misplaced. And I say that. You are not showing any intention of solving the problem. You are sending your governmental aides to go and say there's no Christian genocide. And at the same time, you send somebody to Plateau to talk to Dachomo. Your governmental aide had a fallout with Piers Morgan. We are still waiting to see that interview. The world knows that there's Christian genocide in Nigeria. I've quoted Jim Shannon. There are many other reports. In fact, this Congress that is going to start its proceedings on Thursday, regards country of particular country, there was a Catholic priest that went there, I think about a year ago, that Oji played the video where he went to give evidence as regards what's happening. So you can see the massive level of insecurity, but the government is not ready. If they are ready, they will release the list of terrorist financiers. Dubai shared that list with us in the last administration. But you see, for the sake of politics, they will never. The likes of Shegumi keeps running around and saying all sorts, peeing on the graves of people that died. People keep getting kidnapped and killed, but the government thinks the way to go about it is propaganda. I'm happy that Fox News is now also beaming the light on Samuel Jackson's case. The man that in defense of himself killed a bandit or a terrorist and he was taken to court. Blasphemy laws exist in Nigeria and some governmental ministers are saying that no, we respect religious freedom, but blasphemy laws exist in Nigeria. I'm happy that the Pope has said it. Till today, the other time when this happened, President Tinubu said, oh, he's going to get ambassadors. Maybe they are going to get this week, I don't know. So you can see that the government reaction, like they will always do, is to deflect. But deflection does not solve the problem. Look at an APC chieftain, Makiri, that was killed recently. All of those things show that the government is not ready to solve the problem. Army I'm sad to announce to you that many years after, we'll still be talking about this thing because government is not ready, and they've shown it.
And, you know, to your point, speaking of security or insecurity, let's head over to Katsina State now, where shocking new footage appears to show a number of armed bandits on motorcycles and bicycles storming the Kankia local government area of the state. So in this video posted on Saturday, a group of bandits ride into an open area as gunshots can literally be heard firing into the air as no security presence is there to counter them or protect residents. Let's take a look at the video, then discuss it. We're seeing that video as new photos were also released on social media as evidence of a peace deal struck between bandit groups and community stakeholders in that local government area, as well as 2 others. So in photos shared on Saturday on Dan Katsina's X page, his caption states that negotiations ended with a mutual commitment to stopping the attacks in the affected areas, which have brought some sense of hope for a more stable security environment, allegedly. But this peace deal has raised questions about what that peace deal might look like in neighboring local government areas, especially in Kano State. Interestingly, it's often believed that the de-escalation of violence in one area can have a ripple effect, pushing the violence instead onto another area in close proximity. And I'll come to you on this. I mean, that video, it's just the brazenness of the attack, how just, you know, they're completely out in the open and no one's around to stop it.
So the stories they've taken this morning show clearly that we have a deep insecurity problem in Nigeria, and it's an inherited problem. It didn't start with this administration. The only challenge is that previous administrations have not been able to deal with it. Going back to the last story around how we even negotiate with bandits, that has been criticized heavily by, you know, in different quarters. If you're talking about, you say, oh, well, we negotiated with, or we gave amnesty to people like Niger Delta militants and all that. These people had an ideology. There was a cause for their violence. What is the ideology of the bandits? That they are criminals? Very soon we'll be negotiating with kidnappers and thieves. We'll be asking them to come to a round table to let us talk as to how we can appease them so that they don't steal our look at the brazenness of their attack and the fact that they have no respect for security operatives. So it's either one, the security operatives at this point can be accused of being in collusion with them, whereby they are aware or they are compromised, because there's no way that we have security apparatus in Nigeria and this brazen show in broad daylight is happening. So it's either one, we begin to interrogate whether or not the security operatives have been compromised. The second part of it is that we are just unable to, we don't have capacity for this. And that's why some Nigerians are saying, let the US come. Because if we've not been able to deal with this problem for so long, then maybe we need external help from people who have capacity to help us. But at the crux of it is the fact that we need to deal with this incessant insecurity that's plaguing across all Nigeria. And I want to speak about the Kebbi girls. It is sad that despite all the campaigns that have happened, you know, we've talked about other kidnappings that have happened in the past, and now when we're really talking insecurities on the front burner, it's almost a slap on the face of the government to see in the Northwest another case of kidnapping in a school. We've had the Safe School Initiative. What happened to that? We've had interventions following kidnappings. What happened to that? It means that the government is admitting through this incident that they are unable to tackle the situation. And that's one of the primary responsibilities of government, to ensure security of lives and property. Finally, on Christian genocide, I'll just say this one point, that with Dr. Essiet going to Plateau State, I'd said it was a good move because we need to deal with this kinetically and non-kinetically, but it's also an admission that the government was too hasty in responding to the claims of Christian genocide without even an investigation first to speak to community leaders. So their reaction, first of all, knee-jerk was deny, say it's okay, then go back to say, okay, come together, let us talk to you and ask. Should that not have been done first before they went on to deny that it was happening in the first place?